They didn't wear spoilers, they didn't roar for attention. And when they first rolled onto the streets of the 1970s, almost no one realized what they were capable of. These were ordinary-looking Japanese cars, built to blend in, built to be ignored, yet hiding engines and engineering that could shock far bigger names. Tonight, we uncovered 10 forgotten machines that prove true performance doesn't need to shout, it only needs the right moment to strike. Number 10. The Isuzu Bellett GT arrived quietly at the end of the 1960s and carried its understated reputation well into the early 1970s. At a glance, it looked like a modest compact sedan, designed more for reliability than excitement. Isuzu positioned it as a sensible everyday car, and most buyers treated it exactly that way. But beneath its reserved sheet metal sat a surprisingly advanced 1.6-liter DOHC four-cylinder engine. Producing around 120 horsepower, the Bellett GT was capable of 0-60 in roughly 9 seconds, quick for its time and class. Its lightweight and precise handling gave it an edge on winding roads, where it could embarrass far more expensive machines. Rust protection was poor, and parts availability would later become a challenge. But for those who knew, the Bellett GT was proof that performance didn't always announce itself loudly. Number 9. The Nissan Violet GT is one of those cars that disappeared into the background of history almost as soon as it arrived. Marketed as a practical family sedan in the early 1970s, it blended seamlessly into traffic with conservative lines and an unassuming stance. Most people never suspected anything unusual, yet the GT variant carried a 1.6-liter inline-four producing close to 110 horsepower, paired with a lightweight chassis and rear-wheel drive. The result was a car that could sprint to 60 miles per hour in under 10 seconds, while still carrying 4 passengers comfortably. Its biggest limitation was refinement at higher speeds, but that raw mechanical feel is exactly what made it special. If you remember this car at all, let us know in the comments. Number 8. Mazda's RX3 has become better known in recent years, but during the 1970s it was easy to overlook. The styling was clean and simple, lacking the aggression of contemporary muscle cars. Mazda positioned it as a compact economy coupe or sedan, efficient and easy to live with. The secret, of course, was the Rotary engine. With its twin-rotor 12A producing around 110 horsepower and a willingness to rev far beyond what piston engines allowed, the RX3 felt far quicker than its numbers suggested. A 0-60 time in the high 8-second range was impressive for such a small car. Fuel consumption and emissions compliance were its weaknesses, but the RX3 remains a reminder that innovation often hides behind modest design. Number 7. The Toyota Carina GT was never meant to be a hero. Introduced as a mid-size sedan aimed at conservative buyers, it shared much of its design language with Toyota's more ordinary offerings. Straight lines, thin pillars, and a focus on comfort kept expectations low. But the GT variant brought a 1.6-liter twin-cam engine producing around 115 horsepower. Combined with a relatively light curb weight, it delivered brisk acceleration and confident handling. It wasn't the fastest car of its era, and interior quality could feel Spartan, but the Carina GT proved Toyota was quietly perfecting the balance between reliability and performance. Number 6. Subaru's Leone might be remembered today as a rugged all-wheel drive pioneer, but in the 1970s it was seen as an odd, economy-focused sedan. Its boxy shape and practical image kept it far from any performance discussion. Yet certain performance-oriented trims featured a 1.6-liter flat 4 that, while modest on paper at around 100 horsepower, benefited from excellent balance and traction. In real-world conditions, especially poor weather, the Leone could outrun more powerful cars. Its flaw was outright speed on dry pavement, but its engineering philosophy was quietly ahead of its time. Number 5. The Mitsubishi Galant GTO arrived with sporty intentions but conservative execution. It didn't shout for attention, especially compared to flashier coupes of the era. Mitsubishi aimed it at young professionals who wanted style without excess. Under the hood, however, sat a 2.0-liter inline-4 making up to 125 horsepower. With rear-wheel drive and a well-sorted suspension, the Galant GTO could hit 60 in around 8 seconds. Build quality could be inconsistent, but when everything worked as intended, it was a genuine sleeper that rewarded skilled drivers. Number 4. The Datsun Bluebird SS was designed to be sensible first and sporty second. Families bought it for its comfort and reliability, rarely realizing what the SS badge represented. Powered by a 1.8-liter engine producing approximately 105 horsepower, the Bluebird SS wasn't explosive, but it was efficient, balanced, and capable of sustained high-speed cruising. Its strength lay in endurance rather than outright speed. The steering lacked feedback by modern standards, but the Bluebird SS earned respect quietly, one long drive at a time. Number 3. Toyota's Corona Mark II GSS lived in the shadow of more famous Toyota performance models. It was larger, heavier, and styled to appeal to executives rather than enthusiasts. Most people assumed it was slow. The GSS variant, however, featured a 2.0-liter inline-6 producing around 130 horsepower. Smooth, refined, and deceptively quick, it could reach 60 miles per hour in the low 8-second range. Its size limited agility, but as a highway sleeper, few cars blended comfort and speed so effectively. Number 2. Elegant and restrained, it was marketed toward mature buyers seeking refinement. Underneath, Mazda installed a rotary engine that produced surprising power for such a composed vehicle. With around 130 horsepower and a smooth power delivery, the Luce could accelerate far quicker than its appearance suggested. Fuel economy and maintenance costs were drawbacks, but the Luce Rotary stands as an example of Mazda's quiet confidence during the Rotary era. The Mitsubishi Lancer 1600 GSR may be remembered for rally success, but on public roads in the early 1970s, it was often mistaken for an ordinary compact sedan. Thin tires, simple trim, and a practical silhouette kept attention away. Beneath that simplicity was a 1.6-liter DOHC engine producing around 125 horsepower, capable of launching the car to 60 miles per hour in just over 7 seconds. Lightweight, responsive, and engineered for durability, it was a true sleeper that rewarded those who looked closer. Its cabin was noisy and comfort minimal, but its driving experience was unforgettable. These cars remind us that performance history isn't always written by the loudest machines. Sometimes it's hidden in plain sight, waiting for someone to notice. If you enjoyed this journey through overlooked Japanese sleepers, consider sharing your favorite in the comments. And if you appreciate calm, story-driven automotive history, a like and a subscription help keep these stories alive.